Hi, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, if you've followed the last few videos, you'll know that I've been coughing a bit and could have done without all of that. So today we went over and we saw our favourite doctor, Dr. C, and I thought that you might be interested in knowing what the costs were. Okay, so now I'm going to have to put in a cost that we didn't actually make here because Beth had a prescription that she wrote in X-ray. So we took that along to the hospital and we gave them that, and they authorized the X-ray and we paid for the X-ray. So prior to that, if we had gone to Dr. C for that note, it would have cost us $300. So the first visit is $300, and that would have gotten us, I went because I had a cough, and I've had a cough for a few weeks, and I thought I'd better do something about it and find out what the source of the cough was, and I don't know, we're in an area, not to get too scared about things, but we're in an area where, well, we're in a country where TB is being transmitted by the air. That's because when especially kids, when they cough, they go and they like to share, as you know. So that goes for adults too. In fact, while we were at the hospital waiting outside the X-ray room, a girl turned around and without covering her mouth at all, get an enormous sneeze, like this, and coughed into the open corridor. Well, there's no education on this, so what can you expect? So, first visit would cost you $300 if you went to our Dr. C. He would look at you and do a little test, put the stethoscope on your chest, I'm expecting, and say, okay, well, why don't you go and have an X-ray? And then you front along to the hospital, and after waiting for, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes, we got there early, we didn't have to wait too long, we took the authorization, our made-up authorization, our naughty authorization, to the window, and they said, okay, go and pay for it, and then bring it back, and we'll authorize it. So off we went, and we paid for it. Paid for the X-ray up front, which was 180 pesos for the X-ray. Right, now, once we had the X-ray, we went back to see Dr. C. No intended play on words. That visit cost us $300. So right at this moment, we're up 780 pesos, okay? Now, once we saw Dr. C, this was actually his first time of seeing us about this, so he had listened to my lungs, said, yep, you're wheezing a little bit on the left side of the lung, so yeah, and he asked me a lot of questions. Did I have any fever? Did I feel this? Did I feel that? None of which I felt, and I just got a bad cough and a cold, and not a cold. I'm not really, I haven't got a runny nose or anything. I've just got a bad cough, and my throat is a little bit sore. I feel a bit congested. Well, then he made out a prescription, and actually he filled it. So he probably makes a little bit of money on that because he sells the drugs that he gets cheap, or maybe even as samples, and he prescribed those drugs, and those drugs would cover me for about 7 days, in which time he expects that I will get rid of my cough, hooray, and that cost me 1,435 pesos for the medication. So 1,435 plus 780, so that's where we are for today. And I now have some antibiotics and a little course of them, and I'll hope to feel a lot better very soon. Okay, I'm not a very good patient. Don't take well to being fussed over, and I don't take well to being sick in the first place, because I've been very fortunate in my whole life in that I have not endured any real sickness at all. So I've never smoked, haven't drunk very much, so I'm guessing that this is what the Americans might call a balloon payment of good health, right towards the latter. I don't like to say the end of my life, because the way that you describe it is what it becomes. But certainly in my more mature years, I am still having a great healthy life. So I thought that that might be of interest to some people who might be fearful of going